tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Here we go. We're just going to play the AfterBuzz theme again, but that's all fine and good. And are we on? Okay, I think we're on.
We're totally on.
We are totally on.
I love
Everything just hung, but we're on.
Just had to hang in there a little bit. Hesitation.
That's all right. Hesitation is good.
Yeah, it's good.
It can be good.
It's like a fadeaway.
Yeah, like a fadeaway jumper.
There you go.
All right. Look at how we saved that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, just still a swish.
Yeah.
Looks pretty.
All right. Welcome to AfterBuzz, everybody. I'm Christian Rosenberg. Joining me, the man, the myth, the magnificent Mr. Ron Moore.
Yes. Thank you for such a lovely introduction.
Corey's not here, so someone had to get a lovely introduction.
I know. I hate that she's not here.
I know. It's sad. She got the new haircut and she's purty. Yeah. All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about, Rom.
Yeah, let's go. It's a lot has happened.
We got SmackDown. We got TLC predictions. And you and I haven't really gotten the chance to sit with these microphones and talk about that whole CM Punk, UFC, CM Punk shoot interview, Vince McMahon shoot interview stuff.
Well, he doesn't want it to be called shoot.
That's true.
Yeah, remember, it was just an interview
It
with
was
him.
sole interview, even though he might have not known all the questions that were going to be asked to him.
Yeah, he just wanted to say what was on his mind. And boy, did he ever.
Yeah. Where do we start? Should we start with Punk's interview? Should we start with McMahon's? Or should we just go straight to UFC?
You know, I want to start with Punk's interview
right.
For a short amount of time, and then Vince, and then we're going to spend a little bit of time on UFC.
All right.
Not a little bit, probably a lot.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, CM Punk did an interview with Colt Cabana, a.k.a. Scotty Goldman.
Yeah.
Which is what the WWE Universe knows him as, even though he even posted on Twitter that there's no Scotty Goldman footage on the network, which is a shame because we need both of his matches on there.
Yeah, both. They were so good.
I know. I mean, I think there was a Velocity match in there.
They kept replaying them over and over again.
Maybe didn't they have a show called Metal?
I don't even remember.
It was like a 1 a.m. on like Telemundo.
Like, put it on and just let them go out
Let's
there.
see what happens.
Put the local guys out there.
Yeah. So Punk expressed kind of his stories, his frustrations with Vince McMahon, Triple H, Ryback, the trainers.
Ryback was in there?
He dabbled on Ryback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part. I must have missed it.
Something about him not being safe.
Go figure.
Yeah. But you want to talk about Kim Kardashian breaking the internet? As far as wrestling-wise, CM Punk broke the internet with this
For
interview.
the second time.
Yeah, well, this was the first time he broke it.
No, that was the second time. The first time was the promo heard around the world.
Oh, well.
Second time was this interview.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just this is funny, but it's refreshing to see someone step away from the company and just talk without any fear, without any thoughts that I'm going back, because you really find out how they really feel.
Yeah, and it was insanely entertaining, and obviously we find out so many things that we didn't. But didn't he still like a little bit come off as whiny to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That was the one thing. It was just like the only part, well, I won't say the only part, the main part that kind of bugged me a little bit on the negative side, because I'm a CM Punk supporter all the way, which you know and our listeners know. He was complaining about, his WrestleMania match with The Undertaker. And, feeling like, maybe didn't get paid like the main eventers, which obviously is an issue.
Yeah. No, that's a legitimate issue. Definitely.
However, do you know how many people in the back would have stood on the mountaintop saying, "I'll do that match"?
Oh, yeah.
And he was angry that he was in that match and not the main event.
Even I understand where he's coming from. He was saying, that there is one main event, and it's the last match. It closes the show. We understand that, but it is WrestleMania. Triple H does have a point when he told Punk, there were like 3 main events of that show. And did he have the best of the 3 matches?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Yeah.
Now his gripe is pay me like you got paid, like Rock got paid, like Cena got paid. And I think legitimately he had an argument there. Like he put on one of the best matches of the show, and this was before the network. This was when everybody was still getting those huge pay-per-view bonuses. Mm-hmm. So you're not talking about chump change that he's missing out on. You're talking about possibly a $500,000 bonus that could have been a $1.5 million bonus.
And this was actually WrestleMania was. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was last year's WrestleMania. I was thinking it was this year's because that was the first one on the network. But remember when the network first came out? The one thing that I mentioned, the only thing I was worried about was pay-per-view bonuses.
I asked Justin Roberts when we were out with him that day. I said, hey, but when he was still with the company.
Josh Matthews,
my bad. I said Justin Roberts. Josh Matthews.
Other short ring announcer that's no longer with the company.
One. Yeah. The one that doesn't work there anymore.
Both of them.
And I know. Both of them. It's sad. Future endeavoring so many.
I know.
But yeah, when I asked him, I said, hey, man, you guys got this. How is this going to affect the pay-per-view bonus checks? Like, the guys get paid off the buy rate.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know, which is why I believe every word CM Punk said when he said I would go and ask them, and they'd go, I don't know. Well, you think you need to figure that out? Because I was wondering, and I'm not an employee of the WWE. He was working there in a premier position. Mm-hmm. Of course he wanted to know. And they still couldn't give him an answer.
And do you think the Vince McMahon podcast, was appearing on Steve Austin's, do you think that was already scheduled before this interview came out? Probably not.
Yeah, Stone Cold all of a sudden his podcast got put on the WWE.
All of a sudden it's getting a lot more exposure.
Yeah, wonder why that happened.
Yeah, so
I don't blame them. Companies they had to say they took a little egg on that one. They got hit just a little bit on the CM Punk one. Yeah, so they had to. It's public relations.
Yeah. So and we could talk about the Punk interview for hours and hours on end. But let's fast forward to then Vince McMahon appearing on the Steve Austin podcast. I commend Vince for being on it.
Oh yeah,
being open about it, answering the questions about CM Punk that he threw at him.
Stone Cold didn't really. He didn't take it. He didn't go hard, but he didn't take it easy on him either.
No, not at all. Yeah. The biggest thing, there were 2 things, and part of me is really upset that Corey's not here because one of them was Vince not saying positive things about Cesaro.
Yeah.
And, just pretty much talking about how he's not connecting with the audience, where we've talked about it here. 1 week he's doing this, 1 week he's doing that, 1 week he's doing that, 1 week he's doing that. This week he's in a tag team. Mm-hmm. So, it's hard to connect when you keep switching who he is.
Yeah, when you don't know who he is. His gimmick keeps kind of changing. You throw him with Paul Heyman out of nowhere. You keep everything about it. The people were getting behind him. You give him this huge spot at WrestleMania, and then the next night you put him with a manager and change it. Then you give him this dumb nickname, the King of Swing, which doesn't work. He's a heel, he's a face. We don't know, so people don't know how to feel about it. Vince has. I heard from RVD that Vince famously likes to claim that he taught the audience to do something. Well, Vince, you haven't taught us a damn thing about how to feel about Cesaro. Just gonna say that right here on air.
Yeah. They don't.
The booking has been interesting, to say the least.
And then the other big thing, there were 2 other things that a lot of people have talked about. One was the brass ring. Yeah. The famous brass ring comment.
I gotta see this damn brass ring that Vince is always talking about.
Well, Triple H tweeted after last night's NXT special, which gotta watch it because it was insane. He said he had a box full of brass rings and they're all gone. But
that's funny.
But the big thing that got me was Vince McMahon said on this podcast that everyone who watches wrestling is watching or listening to.
Yeah.
That no one on the roster has the ambition that Cena does. or that people in the Attitude Era had. That the Attitude Era had more ambition than this current roster.
Yeah.
That's kind of a slap in the face.
Is it a slap in the face? Yes. But I also want to know why he did it. There are two different ways. I'm wondering if he's going about this the Kobe Bryant way,
like the motivating way.
Yeah, the motivating way, or does he mean it sincerely? Like, no, these guys aren't as good as the guys I had 10 years ago. I don't know if that's what it is. Do I think it's true? Hell no. I think he's got a lot of talent in that locker room.
Yeah.
And I think that, how do I put this? I think that they get in the way of their own talent.
I don't know, but
chances to grow.
Steven, our engineer, we have like a little setup on our YouTube thing. I got thrown off because first off, they kind of doing some split screen stuff with you and I, which is pretty cool. But then he did a thing where he put me above you, so it looked like your body in my head.
Oh, well, he's having fun with that.
Yeah, Steven's having some fun. And we're trying to have fun talking about all this stuff. But yeah, so it's really now that that's out in the open, how are people going to react?
Yeah.
I mean, some have already responded, like over Twitter and things like that. And how is it going to be displayed on television?
Yeah, that's the question. And how would it be allowed to be displayed? Back then, a lot of the guys would, and Stone Cold said it himself on his podcast, I just went out there and did stuff just to see what the reaction would be. And he's tweeted and said in interviews, I just wish the guys would go out there to hell with what the writers want you to do. Just go out there and try something. I don't think they've been afforded the opportunity to go out and try stuff, which is why wrestling as a whole has suffered. The entire industry has suffered. Yes, is it still making money? Yes. Is it still good? Yes. Is it where it was? Hell no. I'm not even asking for it to be back at the height that it was. That will never happen. Yeah, those are peaks and valleys that wrestling goes through, but right now we're not even in the middle. We can't even find the median. We're still below that. I'm still in this.
We're plateaued right now.
We feel like we were in the valley, but we came up a couple of steps and we just
like took a nap.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the talent's fault. I don't think it's on them. I think it's on the booking. I think it's on the story. I think it's on the entire team. I think they have some responsibility. I think the writers have some responsibility. I think the booking team has some responsibility. Booking team's the same people. It's Dunn. It's Michael P.S. Hayes. It's Stephanie. It's Triple H. I want to see what else they have. Like, that challenge was also to them. Let's see them step up as well and give us some better stuff to get involved in.
You're fired up today.
No, I'm not even fired up.
I'm loving this.
The truth. It's the truth. I want wrestling fans out there. That challenge was not just for the locker room. I believe it was for the entire company, including Vince himself, because that's the way the guy is. And I want to see them answer the bell. Because right now, wrestling needs it. UFC is about to put them on their ear when the CM Punk pay-per-view comes.
Let's talk about that.
Let's go there.
Yeah, CM Punk's in the UFC now.
Yep.
That came out of nowhere. There's another internet that needed repair.
Bring in the wrenches. Where's Wreck-It Ralph? Fix it.
So CM Punk, always, the fan of jiu-jitsu and always a big UFC fan, mentioned on the podcast that he wanted to I don't remember who he wanted to come into the Octagon, but Vince said people can die in there.
Yeah.
So now he's going to just flat out go and fight. Do you think, well, is this the type of mainstream attention that UFC wants?
Oh, of course.
But like, because everyone kind of compares them to wrestling and they don't want to be like wrestling. Now you're signing one of the most popular wrestlers there.
That's bullshit. They can't tell us that. I'll just go ahead and say it. There's no way they could say that. The UFC has had Brock Lesnar behind their biggest buy rate of all time, and CM Punk, I predict, will be behind the second greatest buy rate of all time.
Even though he'll be on the undercard.
Yeah, he'll be on the undercard. Now, I love Anderson Silva. That's my favorite fighter of all time. But UFC needed that. They don't have characters. They don't have that, and that was the thing that Vince always had against UFC. The best quote I ever heard him say about UFC was, "You build up this fighter to be this superstar, this thing, and then boom, he gets knocked out, and all your hype is for nothing." And it's true, because it can happen like that. But that's one of the things we love about it as well. But at the same time, in wrestling, you can control it. And that's why you get a John Cena. That's why you get a Triple H. That's why you get a Rock. That's why you get a Hulk Hogan. That's why you get a Stone Cold Steve Austin. But you also have to go with the times. And right now I feel that we're rolling in a direction to where the fans want more realism. Give us, you don't have to emulate UFC, but we know it's there. Give us elements of what they have, because I think that is one of the shots in the arm that wrestling could have, because you can steal their product and control it. The one thing that Vince doesn't want to do.
So you're saying bring back Brawl for All?
No. Okay. Bring back Butterbean. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. But now, what if CM Punk gets knocked out in the first round?
He might.
And that's the thing. Like, what if he gets his ass kicked?
He has no actual combat sport experience.
Right.
That's what
he is 0-0.
Yeah. I need those fanboys out there of CM Punk, and no disrespect. CM Punk's cool as shit. But don't think he's gonna step into the octagon. I don't want this to be another Kimbo Slice experiment. I told people a long time ago, Kimbo Slice will walk into the octagon and one day somebody half his size is gonna break him down, because they live this. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm wondering, I hope that Punk is, I know he's been a student for a very long time. I know it's been an interest of his for a very long time. He's 36 years old. And those guys have been doing this all their life.
And are like 10 years younger than him.
Yeah, a lot younger. They're not play fighting. This is real. So when he steps in there, I want him to have a good showing. I know he respects it. I know he's going to bring everything to the table that he can possibly bring. But I don't know if what he can bring is going to be enough against some of those guys. It depends on his opponent. I prefer to see him just fight Joe Rogan for some fun. Let him and Joe Rogan have a legitimate fight, because Joe Rogan has said so much stuff about professional wrestling, and that would be an interesting one-off.
Now, let me ask you this, though. We got guys, the quote-unquote, part-timers for WWE. You're Lesnar. You're Rock.
Yeah.
You're Taker. A couple others here or there, special guests here or there. Obviously, they're getting paid so much for so many appearances, and there's a lot of hype around them.
Yeah.
And Punk was firmly against all of that.
Yeah.
Don't you feel it's kind of ironic that here comes a guy who's known, but no proven record there
at all,
and all of a sudden he's getting all this attention?
Oh, yeah.
He's pretty much doing what he was saying he was against in WWE into UFC.
Who's going to be here tomorrow? See, that's the thing. He kept saying that. Who's going to be there Monday night? Who's going to be at work? And he was, me. Okay, granted, that's true. But now he's in their arena.
Yeah, so, who's going to be there after 3 fights?
Yeah. So I want to know if he's dedicated to this. I need him to be dedicated to this. Brock Lesnar gave UFC a lot. They're the company they are today because of Brock Lesnar. I mean, granted, there were other big fighters. Like, I know there's some UFC people probably going crazy at what I just said, but they can't skip over the fact that without Brock Lesnar, UFC would not be as big as it is.
No, I agree with you.
It's period, point blank. The buy rates, the numbers, men lie, women lie, numbers
Batista has tried it. Bobby Lashley has tried it.
And had varying levels
Sean
of
O'Hare
success.
was in kickboxing.
Yeah.
So people have tried to do things and then have come back.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Ken Shamrock.
Yeah. Yeah, even. And he was one that went both ways. Came across the wrestling and went back to MMA. He was on both sides. So I
feel we're going to be talking about this a lot over the next 6 months.
We will. As far as Punk, is he a hypocrite? Do you think he's a hypocrite for doing that? For saying that? Saying, I don't feel this, I don't think Rock should do this, or I don't think blah, blah, blah should do that because I'm going to be here, the one here tomorrow, but then he's going to show up at UFC and bypass all the levels.
If he does at least 10 fights, then no.
That's a long way to 10 fights.
I know. That's saying he's got to be there for like 4 years.
Yeah.
If he's only going to be there 2, 3, maybe 4 fights.
He has to win.
And he's got to win them, too.
He's got to win the first.
Well, if he loses the first couple, they won't use him anymore.
They won't use him anymore. He's got to win within the first 2.
Yeah, you got to be at least 1-1 for a third fight.
Yeah. He has no choice.
If you're 1-2, you're done.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll see. I don't know. I wish him. Like I said, I know he does what he does. I wish him all the luck in the world. I hope he succeeds. I definitely do, because it's only going to look good for the pro wrestling industry. Obviously,
yeah.
Because those guys.
That's the
hate
other
us.
thing too. if he wins, it makes the wrestlers look tough and legit.
Yeah.
If he loses, that's what we thought of the professional wrestlers.
So I don't know if they're gonna give him a easy or what people would call it easy fight, or if they're going.
Does UFC have jobbers?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't know how to even look at this. I'm like, what would be an easy fight for a guy that's 0-0 and never done this before?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard to tell. Hey, he's from Chicago. He's probably been in a few street fights.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So let us know what you think of all that stuff by leaving comments on YouTube or live in the YouTube chat right now. And, of course, iTunes. You can download and leave us comments, subscribe, give 5 stars, tell your friends all about that good stuff. Let's get into SmackDown. We're going to kind of run through this because then we still got to do our predictions as well.
Let's make it quick.
So yes, sir. So SmackDown actually begins. John Cena kicks off SmackDown, so he's appearing on SmackDown. He had that music and everything. He says about one sentence, and he's interrupted by Seth Rollins.
Of course.
And Seth Rollins tells him 99 times out of 100, the things that you say you end up doing because that's how good you are. But after this Sunday, there will be a new standard. And the future, you always say the future has to go through you, but the future doesn't exist without Seth Rollins. Which I liked.
Nice line.
And then Cena also said 2 things that I really like. First off, he said, Sunday you will find out that you're good, but you're not ready.
Yeah.
And then Cena also brought up, from Rene Dupree to The Rock, from Orlando Jordan to Triple H, I've beaten them all because I never give up. Bringing some guys that he feuded with at the beginning of his career.
I missed Orlando Jordan. Did he really? Did you say Orlando Jordan?
He said Orlando Jordan. I also said Rene Dupree.
You did. But Rene, I just
I loved Rene Dupree.
Popcorn fart. The Rock's infamous line to Rene Dupree.
The youngest, I think it still holds, the youngest man to hold a title of any kind. He was 20 when he won the tag titles. And I believe that is still the record for WWE.
20.
Yeah.
And where is he now?
He's not there anymore.
Another one of those future endeavor guys, huh?
Well, he's been future endeavor for like 10 years
I know,
now.
it's been a long time. They throw that around a lot.
They do. I was also kind of surprised because the entire time Cena was in the ring, Seth Rollins was on the stage. No charging, no fighting.
Yeah.
It was just a talk. That was it.
2 people having a small conversation.
Yeah. In front of millions of people about 100 feet away from each other.
Yeah, it happens. They had mics, though.
They did. So
sure
we could hear you very clear.
Yeah.
We have a vignette. We've been waiting. Finally.
We've been talking about this.
The Ascension will rise.
Who?
The Ascension.
Who?
Connor and Victor.
Ah, those guys.
And we had the vignette with them. We've been seeing them on NXT forever.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for them to come up. All of a sudden they pop up. And I feel like if Demolition and the Legion of Doom and Powers of Pain had a very inappropriate night of alcohol and ecstasy, that is what they looked like in this vignette.
Oh, you're right.
We had a little bit of face paint. We had these weird vests. All we were missing were spikes.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for Connor to say what a rush.
It's like rush. Tell him, Hawk. Well. Yeah, it looked like that. Oh man. Now you got me thinking about X and Smash, man.
X and Smash.
Demolition.
And we're almost at the Royal Rumble, which is going to begin my annual spiel of why is Demolition not in the Royal Rumble? Why is Demolition not in the Hall of Fame?
Because they're not the Road Warriors.
Why is Demolition not in the Hall of Fame?
Because they're not the Road Warriors.
Then why are they the longest reigning tag team champions of all time and not in the Hall of Fame?
Because they're not the Road Warriors. Oh, I'm sorry. Because they're not Legion of Doom.
Oh, I didn't understand who you meant.
Oh, okay. Cool. There you go.
Right. Well, speaking of tag teams, the Usos taking on the new form tag team of Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. And I'm saying it's a new one because we had a little like side video promo for them. Cesaro mentioned on Vince's appearance on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. I was ready for him to mention something about what he said about him personally, but he didn't. He brought up the brass ring stuff.
Yeah, gotta grab it.
He said, Kidd and Cesaro are just a thing to grab the ring. Because two guys who we both know are phenomenal wrestlers and aren't being used to their full potential right now. I'm interested to see how they work as a tag team. I mean, I prefer them to be singles.
Yeah. I don't even... so much. It's just frustrating. It's all. Because we know they both can go, but they just haven't found places for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I said, booking team. He was also talking to you.
I'm sorry, what?
I was saying the booking team. Vince was also talking to them.
Oh, I thought you said I was talking to them. I'm like, how?
No,
What'd I do?
Vince McMahon was also talking to them. When someone like Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and we know their talent levels, you have to put them in a tag team. I mean, I understand sometimes you just have stuff that you don't know what to do with guys. Sometimes you just run out of stuff, but come on.
Yeah.
Come on. It's like, I feel like I'm watching SNL and everybody's writing for Will Ferrell.
Wow. So you're watching SNL from like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like all the skits are written for Will Ferrell and they're not looking at the rest of the cast.
But what about Kenan Thompson?
He's leaving.
Oh, okay.
Future endeavored himself. He said he's leaving the show.
So Miz and Mizdow are on commentary because they're facing the Usos this Sunday. And they pretty much, like, just a couple minutes in, all of a sudden Miz grabs his phone and says he needs to go talk to Naomi. So they hop up and leave and go to the back where Naomi's in the back. Meanwhile, the match is happening. Really cool combo move by Cesaro and Kidd. We have a Cesaro swing, but as he spins him the third time, Kidd runs into the guy with a drop kick.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, look really nice. And then it kind of turned into your basic tag match. Usos make the comeback. Usos splash. Usos get the win. And we get backstage. Miz catches up with Naomi, mentioning how, you know, my agent is getting ready to take his offer off the table for you because of all this drama he's seen with you and Jimmy. And, you know, you have to decide, you know, do you want to go to Hollywood or stay here? You're not doing much here. Like, I succeeded in Hollywood, and I'm now doing both. You can do that. And Naomi's like, why should I trust you? Blah, blah, blah. And Miz doing he channeled his inner Christmas Bounty Miz.
Yeah, he's
acting.
got to. Yeah.
And
his inner monologue. I wonder what it was.
His inner monologue. His inner Marine 19 monologue.
Yes.
And, you know, said to her, you know, I seriously think you're talented. And I want you to succeed. And then you heard the WWE Universe awe. It was crazy. He was that good an actor.
Think they're going to give him a nomination?
Oh, he just lost a Slammy. Mizdow won a Slammy, but Miz did not. But Miz was celebrating with it, and Mizdow had a toy Slammy with him tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Always great.
I love that.
So
I wonder where it's going, but I do like it.
They eventually got to wrestle each other. So then we come back from commercial, and we're seeing the Usos hanging out backstage. So another segment with this, and Naomi comes in, kind of arguing with Jimmy, saying, I got to consider this because I'm a strong woman, and Jimmy was just like, what just happened?
What's going on?
And then Jimmy then was blaming the Miz. Jay was telling him, give her, she's a grown up. Let her make this decision. And Jay then started yelling at Jimmy, you got 2 days to get your mind right, or Miz just played all of us. We finally have the Usos talking.
Finally.
Yeah. And I'm enjoying it.
Without the screaming and
without just a chance.
Yeah, asking everybody to say Uso.
No, they only say,
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot asking everybody.
When I say Us, you say oh. Ooh.
Oh.
Thank you, Steven.
You didn't say oos, you said ooh though.
Yeah, I sometimes forget letters.
How do you mess up less than a syllable?
Only the great Christian Rosenberg can mess something like that up.
Just forgot the S, huh?
Well, the funny thing, they sometimes switch it up. Sometimes they'll say, when I say oos, you say oh. And then sometimes when I say ooh, you'll say so.
Okay.
So?
Yeah, exactly. Oos.
They didn't say Simon Says.
They did not. That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt promo. So Bray and Dean not live to the crowd on the last SmackDown before the pay-per-view. Why? I'm not sure. Bray mentions it's no longer what could have been, it's only what must be. And 2,000 years from now, your children will be learning about me in school. Ambrose's demise is my salvation.
Yeah.
Run.
They keep asking people to run.
Yeah, he's telling them to
They gotta
run
be
now.
tired of running.
I know. Once in a while, like, give them a Gatorade break or something.
Tell them to walk,
Yeah.
jog.
Check your pulse. Make sure it's not,
Yeah.
you're not
Blood
overworking your heart.
God, blood pressure must be amazing.
Mm.
It's like 110 over 65.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
We're going to just talk like this now the rest of the
Yeah.
time. Welcome to The Quiet Storm, which was also an SNL skit. And we brought it back.
Ah, there you go.
There
That's
you
called
go.
a recall.
Hey.
Total recall.
Nikki versus Alicia Fox. AJ is on commentary. And I don't think the commentators ever paid attention to this match. It was a good match because Alicia Fox can go. Nikki can go. Mm-hmm. And AJ's just kind of making fun of Tom Phillips the whole time on commentary. And there, rumors, and these rumors have been going on for a while, that AJ is going to be leaving.
I've heard those.
And with her posing prom photos with CM Punk at the UFC press conference, didn't make things...
Probably didn't make things better.
No.
Yeah.
But
I'm wondering how that's really going down.
Yeah, but then she mentions on commentary towards the end of the match, she says, "I'm going to miss you guys." And Michael Cole was just like, "What are you talking about?"
What?
Huh? And and then the music hit.
And they all chanted CM.
But AJ says, "Well, yeah, because you guys are going to move on to the next segment, and I'm not in the next segment." It's just like, really? Are we really like? How many seeds do we just plant?
Yeah, so many.
Yeah.
So many. Because they can use it either way.
Yes.
You don't know if they did it, if she did it. You don't know who's really pulling the strings on that one.
Mm-hmm. And AJ0314 in the chat, I want the French Toast Crunch too. I don't know why you're talking about that right now, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch has French Toast Crunch back out. And he wants them. He put in all caps and exclamation points. I just thought I'd randomly share that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It sounds delicious. So Nikki won with a rack attack and then posed with the title and stared down with AJ. And Brie was still there pointing. Yeah, remember Brie's heel now.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked about that either.
Hadn't really.
Now,
You can't see John Cena, but can you see why kids love French Toast Crunch?
Thank you, Stephen. Stephen Lemieux, everybody. Stephen Lemieux.
I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't resist that one.
No.
Wait.
So what I was saying was I correctly predicted the last one that Brie would turn heel. However, I was still expecting her to then get on a microphone and explain why.
Yeah.
And we never got that.
Never got that.
But she's a heel, and she's celebrating with Nikki, and no one knows why.
It's a reset. All that stuff that happened, you didn't really. Yeah. It's the neuralizer.
The Men in Black.
It's the WWE Men in Black neuralizer. Just
the Authority put their shades on.
Just
you forgot they feuded.
Yeah, didn't never happen. It never happened. Forget it.
Big E versus Goldust
with the
New Day.
Yeah, the New Day.
New Day. You haven't gotten to talk about that either. We haven't talked about wrestling in weeks. I feel like
we haven't. Where have we been?
Well, we've had crazy schedules because of Thanksgiving, holiday parties, Christmas coming up, all that stuff. So thank you, listeners, for sticking with us. Our schedule's going to be a little crazy before SmackDown officially moves in about a month to Thursday nights. Mm-hmm.
And we're getting ready for our holiday break as well.
That's right. So, New Day is here. Besides now wearing blue stuff, what is Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Woods doing that they weren't doing before?
Let me think. Nah, I got nothing.
All right.
Yeah.
What are we doing with this?
I've already given my thoughts on this multiple times.
This is like if the Shield went to Disneyland. This is what they would leave as.
This is the Shield in Disneyland. This is people not having ambition, apparently, according to Vince McMahon. This is them taking the gimmick that was given to them and doing what they can with it. This is Mizdow apparently doesn't have ambition because they gave him a crap gimmick and he turned it
And
into,
he dominated with it.
Now, this gimmick won't dominate. Won't do anything really. I just don't know what they're. I give up. I give up. I don't really know what to even make of it because I know it's just this is just a full filler to keep these guys working until right after WrestleMania where we pretend like we have a new storyline.
And they've already lost matches.
Yeah.
Like
so nobody
they've lost
takes
the
it
Tag Team
seriously.
Turmoil. Xavier Woods has lost matches. Like they're the same
people.
guys.
Yeah.
Just all matching.
Yeah, that's it. It's jobbers
And
in
new
the
music.
same outfit. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all it is. They're gonna bring out the whole choir at WrestleMania and they're gonna lose the Fandango.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simultaneously.
Big E won with a big ending. That's all I have for this. And Stardust was standing on the announce table wearing JBL's hat.
It's a good hat.
It's a nice looking hat.
It's a nice hat.
Yeah. It looked good on Stardust.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger versus Titus O'Neil. Titus looked fantastic in this match. You know he does that fall away slam where he stays standing?
Yeah, stay standing.
He
with
did it on Swagger.
Yeah.
Mind you, Swagger is what, 6'8", 6'7"?
6'6", I think.
And what, 270?
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big
He's
dude.
a big boy.
Big
Yeah.
dude. Titus threw him over his head without falling over.
Yeah. That's a big boy, too.
He's also a big
Both
boy.
of them
big
big
man.
boy. Yeah.
After that, then Swagger got the Patriot Lock on and won.
Yeah.
And then as Swagger does to We the People, the Russian flag drops. Rusev's music hits. And we have a stare down. I'm thinking Rusev's going to charge the ring or maybe a Lana promo. No, just another stare down.
A lot of standing.
lot of ring stage stare
A
downs
lot of
tonight.
standing from distances and staring.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to be before Titus joins New Day?
That would help him.
Yeah, it would, actually. Get more TV time.
Make him the preacher. Because he's the best talker
He
of
can
them.
do that, yeah.
He's the best
he can
talker out of
easily
them.
do that. Yeah. I could see that. You may be on to something.
I might be onto something, Titus. We might have something for you after all. Because we want something for you. Desperately.
I want you to grab that brass ring.
Get that brass ring.
Grab it.
Grab it. Vince says it's somewhere.
He hides those things in the darndest places.
I know.
Yeah, it's just...
Like, think of a needle in a haystack,
Yeah.
but it's a brass ring in $1 billion company.
Yeah.
Bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I do too.
Now we get a Dean Ambrose promo. He's standing under a ladder and mentions that he's not a mythical warrior. He's a gutter rat. And when the dust settles, the Eater of Worlds will be swallowed. What was that? That's right. We all learned something from that.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Wait a minute now. He said the Eater of Worlds.
Will be swallowed.
So many different places. So many different places to go with that. But, yep, just had to let it catch up.
TVPG.
Yeah. I'm not
Bray
gonna,
Wyatt and Dean Ambrose.
not gonna,
Wrestling.
not
Not
gonna
in
touch it.
mud.
Hey, I got my hands up, Mike
Hey,
Brown.
I'm just happy because apparently in our chat, it's just all be going about hashtag French Toast Crunch.
Yeah, it's still going. I love
It
that.
is still going.
Oh, man.
I have a quick little shot backstage. Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan are getting ready for their big six-man tag match. And Cena is there kind of pumping them up. And then Cena's in the middle of them holding a piece of wrinkled up paper. And we see it says game plan. And Cena is acting like he's coaching
He's coaching them.
Ryback, Ziggler, and Rowan. Rowan's not even looking.
Yeah.
He's
no,
just
of course
staring
not.
off in the distance.
He wouldn't be.
Ryback is just like flexing, get ready, and Ziggler's looking over, saying, "Yeah, I like that." And then we can do this, and then like he's just getting all excited. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I applauded that one.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
that's
it.
a good one.
The main event, 6-man tag, your typical 6-man tag style match. Ziggler took most of the heat, took a Big Show chokeslam, but then kicked out. He jumped up and hit the zigzag on a standing Big Show. Like that's
It's impressive.
That's
Got some
pretty high
ups.
leap.
Got a little leaping ability.
A little bit.
So you can kind of jump.
He can.
Yeah. I heard he's athletic.
Well, he was a cheerleader.
Right.
Yeah.
With those other guys.
Yes, that are no longer in the company.
Oh, well.
Nikki!
More future endeavors.
Hot tag to Ryback. Now, this was my one issue with this match. We have 6 guys in this match. Mm-hmm. One of those 6 guys has a championship. Mm-hmm. Which guy got pinned?
I'm going to guess the one that's not carrying the belt, but I know.
Well, you would have been right if it was one of the 5 other guys.
Yeah, that's
But
what I
no,
thought.
the Intercontinental Champion got pinned. Now, okay, maybe he gets pinned by his opponent this Sunday. Could be a hint of things to come this Sunday. Nope, he gets pinned by Ryback.
Hey, man, Flair's daughter got pinned on Raw, so
I don't even want to get into that.
I don't even, whatever.
Why did Harper get pinned by Ryback? That made 0 sense.
No.
That makes Ryback look above the Intercontinental title.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And he is about to do a chairs match with Kane.
They must have been really angry about the CM Punk comments on Ryback.
Maybe. But I don't know. That just seemed weird to me. And then chaos ensued at the end. We have Rowan and Big Show fighting around stairs. Kane and Ryback fighting with chairs. Ziggler climbed a ladder and jumped out of the ring onto all of them, and that's how SmackDown went off the air.
Yeah.
Real quick, what would you give match of the night to?
None of them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pick something.
Okay, you go ahead.
And, between the commentary and everything, I'm giving this to the Divas match. Nikki and Alicia this week.
I was going to say I knew AJ was going to be involved some kind of way in that one.
I like the Uso Cesaro Tyson match, but honestly, the one I think I remember the most is Nikki and Alicia.
Yeah.
So they win that.
It was a good match.
Yeah, it was. All right, so prediction time, because this Sunday, TLC plus S.
Yeah.
Tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. They actually added it to the title.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's happening this Sunday.
Sounds like a fairy tale rhyme.
And of course, we will have an AfterBuzz for you this Sunday night about the pay-per-view as well. We have 2 very big fans of AfterBuzz of all the wrestling shows. Manuel Dominguez and Joseph Boza. Shout out to the 2 of you.
What up?
They comprise this very long music video of all of the title histories of our predictions title on who won it.
Oh, dope. I hadn't seen this.
On the date they won it. We all got our own theme music whenever we won it. This was awesome and terrifying at the same time because they had the actual dates of when we won it. But I watched it, and the last time I lost the title, the predictions title, at the 2013 TLC pay-per-view.
You do know.
I have not won it since.
You do know 2015 is it's coming up. It's a couple of weeks.
I have to win this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This is a year that that title has not been mine.
Yeah.
Gabby is currently the champion.
Yeah, Gabby's the
I
champ.
love Gabby to death. We saw her at the AfterBuzz big holiday party, and she was telling me, she was asking are you proud of me for getting it, and I'm so proud of her because she's grown so much in this last year as a wrestling fan.
She's learned a lot.
But I haven't held that title in a year, and I'm pissed about that.
She took it from me, actually.
I haven't held that title in a year.
I've held it a few times this year.
Rome's fine with it because he hasn't had to hear, "He's a man."
Absolutely. There it is.
Next week, we will hear that music.
Such a man.
I think he's going to have to do that.
I'm sorry, I wanted to sing.
Real
Isn't it great that Steven remembers the lyrics of the song? Because it was very difficult lyrics.
Yeah, it's so hard to remember. It's such a complicated song.
Yes.
I think the only way you're going to hear it is if he sings it for you again.
He had a good voice.
Yeah. Would you turn your chair around for your other show?
For the voice AfterBuzz?
Yeah.
I would. The finale's this Monday.
You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right.
That was cheap plug for that. Let's get into predictions. All right.
See how I help you out.
You did. So, first match, kickoff match. a tag team match, the Goldust and Stardust versus 2 of the members of the New Day. We don't know which members, but we even have? Does it matter?
The Dustices.
Are you picking the Dust? Really?
No, I'm just.
I was gonna say.
Dusty Rhodes.
What does Dusty Rhodes think about this match?
No, I can't.
Oh, boo!
I can't right now. Maybe this show next week.
So you're going with
a little thumb.
Goldust, the Dustices, or New Day? I'm saying New Day. I don't care which 2 is in there. New Day's winning.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Kofi and Big E.
I'm not into the gimmick, but yeah, them.
Okay, so we both say New Day. Tag titles, Miz and Mizdow defending against the Usos. We're having the drama with Naomi. Mm-hmm. Is there friction? Will everything be fine by Sunday? Will we have new champs? Will Mizdow finally get annoyed at Miz?
Mizdow.
Yeah, Miz and Mizdow. We're going to have to disagree at some point.
At some point.
Ryback versus Kane in a chairs match. Before we say the winner, tiebreaker, how many chairs will be used in the chairs match?
Half.
Without going over. Half of a chair.
Half.
Steven says half of a chair.
I like that. That's the best answer I've
Well,
ever
he
heard.
can't go over.
Yeah, that's the best answer for a tiebreaker ever.
Yeah. I'm going high.
Same chair.
No, like how many physical chairs
are
will
actually
be used in the match? Not how many chairs shots.
4.
You're saying 4? I'm going 9. I think there's going to be one of those things where they're going to just throw a bunch of chairs in the ring.
Oh, so you're gonna count if they throw them in the ring?
Dude, are they using the chair?
Tossing the chair.
That means they're physically doing something with the chair, right?
Without hitting someone?
Are they touching the chair?
So they have to touch the chair.
They're using a chair.
If they use the chair.
Would you like to change your answer?
Sit in the chair. Is that what
Their hands have to be on it to get it set.
4.
All right, I'm staying with 9. Anyway, then who's winning the match, Ryback or Kane?
Ryback.
I want Kane to win this so badly because Kane has just turned into the biggest jobber.
Yeah, but you need to disagree with me on something, so pick Kane.
No, I'm picking Ryback on this one.
There you go.
I'll disagree with you later, but Ryback's going to win this match.
Now Gabby can beat both of you.
Yes, there you go. Big Show versus Eric Rowan in a stairs match. The very first stairs match.
2 giant men climbing stairs.
Climbing like the 2 steps.
Yeah.
I'm honestly curious how innovative they can get. Like, what have we not seen with stairs that they might be able to pull off?
A banister.
A banister.
That's it. Steven hit it right on the head.
I'm saying Big Show wins. Big Show or Kane, one of them's got to win.
Really?
I think so because I don't think Eric Rowan's going to stay mid-card.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think they're going to give Big Show a win here.
I think he needs a quality win, though, and I'm going to go with him.
Big Show or Rowan?
Rowan.
Okay, you just said I think he needs a quality win.
I know. You messed me up, though, because you
So we finally disagree. I'm saying Big Show, you're saying Rowan.
Yep.
Okay, we got one. Okay. U.S. title on the line. Rusev defending against Swagger. 1, 2, 3. Rusev.
Rusev. Yeah, that's going to be Rusev. Right. Yeah. Fine, but I went to sleep. I thought you said something about Rusev.
Oh, no, the Matadors are not on the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nikki versus AJ for the Divas title. With everything that's going on. Nikki.
AJ's not winning a match ever again. I don't think so.
Ladder match for the Intercontinental title. This will certainly steal the show. Luke Harper versus Dolph Ziggler.
That's hard.
This is a tough one. I'm picking Ziggler to reclaim the title. Mm-hmm. So then Harper and Rowan could actually have a feud because I don't think they'll do it with the Intercontinental title.
No, I don't think so. But I don't know if they're gonna use Dolph in that position right now. You know what? I'm gonna go with the former Wyatt.
You're going Harper.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb on that one.
Okay. All right. So you're saying Harper. I'm saying
Ziggler. Just because I can't imagine it happening. I can see Ziggler winning 12,000 times. I don't really see it as clearly with the other guy.
No, and he's gonna do something crazy off the ladder.
So I'm kind of curious to see.
Yeah.
But I got to check my faces to heels ratio right now.
All right. Do you need a minute to do the math in your head?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Tables match. I'm predicting this one before the TLC match because if the pay-per-view is called TLC, then the TLC match better be last.
Well, should be.
It's not going to be, but it should be.
Yep.
Tables match, Cena versus Rollins. If Cena loses, he is no longer the number one contender for whenever Brock Lesnar feels like coming back.
When will he? Who's the champion again?
Technically, it's Lesnar.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We forgot that whole 30-day no-compete clause thing.
Oh, man. That's
not
gone.
no-compete clause, just defend the title thing.
Yeah, he just took it and ate the 30-day no-compete
Yeah.
clause. And
Cena wins.
compete clause. Yeah, same here.
Okay.
Keep it going.
And then the TLC match, again, now this one can go either way. Wyatt versus Ambrose. TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh, and
That's a hard one.
And side note, none of these other matches, the chairs match, the stairs match, the ladder match, the tables match, none of them should use any of those other weapons. But you know it's going to happen. Cena gets run the stairs every match.
Yeah, that's true.
But TLC, so Ambrose. Oh no, didn't Bray win by DQ at the last pay-per-view?
That's actually
I
what
couldn't
I'm
remember.
over here.
Ambrose stood tall, but I
Bray
think
won.
Wyatt got the win.
Yeah, Bray won. Bray won the last one.
Technically, even though Ambrose was standing tall.
Yeah.
Who stands tall in a TLC between the two of them? Because you can't be DQ'd in that, obviously. Are we going to get someone to actually follow Bray Wyatt around? Is someone else going to come out, screw Ambrose, and then Ambrose starts feuding with that guy?
As bad as I want to say Ambrose, I think it's going to be Bray. I don't know why or how.
And that's the crazy thing. I'm like thinking the same thing, but both of them need the win.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bray needs the win.
Ambrose needs the win.
Red hot. He needs the win. I'm going to go with Bray. I may regret that. I don't know. But yeah, I got to go. Bray. Wyatt. Final answer. 50-50.
Yeah.
Phone a friend.
Ask the audience.
Yeah.
Steven, what do you think? Steven, who you pick, Bray or Ambrose? He's got the music
I don't know.
going.
Come on, man. I need you on this one.
Give me a second.
All right.
I gotta turn my camera on. Oh, there I am.
In a match between Bray and Ambrose, who would win?
We already used our 50-50. It's either Bray or Ambrose.
Can I phone a friend?
I thought you were our friend to phone.
I'm gonna call Josh Tariff. Hey, Josh.
I don't know who that is.
Hey, Dusty Rhodes. No.
Oh, time's up.
Oh, we ran out of time.
So sorry.
I was gonna go with Bray.
Oh, well, let's see what the correct answer was. I'm sorry, it's Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is going to win. That's my prediction for it. So you're saying Bray, I'm going to say Ambrose.
Yep, that's another one.
Okay. So we got our predictions. We'll get all the other AfterBuzz host predictions, and we want to know your predictions. Leave us comments on YouTube. Leave us comments on iTunes. And you could also talk to us on other forms of social media.
Let's do some shout-outs, Mr. Rosenberg.
You want to do some shout-outs? Let's do some
shout-outs from the chatter roller.
Why not?
Oh,
Shout out.
we're doing that?
How about shout out to my boy Theo Nowicki?
Oh!
I own Alpha Omega Wrestling. Theo Nowicki is our senior official. He is hanging out in the chat roll right now.
Up in the chat roll, baby.
AJ0314. We want that French Toast Crunch.
He mentioned Josh Padgett. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Showtime!
You must have forgot his last name. Ghost8386. Shout out to him. He wants to see Roman Reigns Superman punch Brock Lesnar. Maybe we'll get that one day.
Green Thunder.
Joseph Boza,
Swagger
as
King.
always in our chat.
Sweet Angel 77. Super Kami Guru.
Sweet Angel 77 sounds like a stripper in a club in Ohio.
Why you gotta make fun of your fans?
I'm not making fun of my friends.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have a photo. Or he, so we don't know.
Yeah, I know.
That's true. All right.
Swagger King, I just like that name.
Angie Harris.
Swagger King's got a dope name.
There was someone named Kaorius in the chat roll earlier.
Yeah, earlier. I don't know who the hell that was.
Yeah, I don't know, some crazy fan.
I don't know. The DX fans suck.
The DX fans suck it. It rolls off the tongue.
All right, I think that's enough.
That's enough shout-outs. So, Rome, how can these people shout out to you on social media?
Oh, we have to do that every time. They can reach out and talk to me at Rome the Ruler on Twitter or Empire of Rome on IG.
All right, and you could follow me on Twitter at Real Rosenberg. If you're in the Baldwin Park area tomorrow, this Saturday, the Insane Wrestling League presents. They just changed the name. Yeah, IWL. They just changed the name of their show like last minute. So I'm just saying the Insane Wrestling League's having a big show.
Oh, okay.
Our last show of the year. I'm doing play-by-play commentary on it. For more information on Insane Wrestling League, and you can catch up on matches, watch them on demand at theiwl.com. Tweet me for details on the event in Baldwin Park. Thanks so much for tuning in. For Roll More, I'm Christian Rosenberg, and we will see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Laters.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.